Hi, this is Laura Sarchet. I'm the Inclusive Higher Education GA at the University of Rochester. We're in part 7 of 9 in our series on teaching self-advocacy skills. We're looking at circles of support. Following this session, you will develop an understanding of the concept of circles of support, and you'll identify one action step towards making your own practice more inclusive. So circles of support are part of person-centered planning. And this is where we think about planning with the person with disabilities at the center, rather than others making decisions for them. So one important piece of this is that students can identify different levels of support that are important to them. So let me start by modeling this practice. So I'm in the center of my circles of support template, because I'm the most important person in my own life. If I look at my primary supports, I have my husband, Josh, my mother, my best friend, Julie, and these are people that celebrate with me as soon as they find out something exciting. They are also the first people that I tell if something goes wrong, and they'll be empathetic with me. And they're the first people that I seek out for help when I need support. Other family and friends, such as brothers and sisters, my pastor, another friend who's maybe not as close, are in kind of the next level. And these are still very supportive people, but they might not be my kind of first line support. They might be people that I don't share everything with, but when there's something pretty important going on, or something that I want them to know, they're also really supportive of me by congratulating me or providing help when I need it. Community supports are on the outside circle, and these can be friends that we're kind of more acquaintances with than friends. Can also be bosses, doctors, other community supports, physicians, counselors, resources at the college, and depending on how close we are with these people, they might fall into a family and friend support, they might fall into community supports. And community supports are really important because they're often for a very specific reason. So if I need support with my employment and with accommodations at work, I'm going to go to my boss. I might probably talk about it with a person in my primary support circle, but I also want to make sure that I go to the appropriate resource to seek out the support that I need. So who supports you in advocating for yourself? What are some of the ways that these people advocate for you, and how can we add more people to our circles if we need to? So I'd like you to think about those questions, and I'd like to encourage you to fill out your own circle of support model so that you can practice this process. And think about how these questions apply to our students. What are ways that people in our circles of support advocate for us? What are ways that they advocate for our students? And how could we support our students in building more people into our circles of support if they need? We could offer community resources on campus events that are really helpful, and even ways to foster relationships with the people that we already have connections with. So here's an example of one student. He had his family and a couple of teachers in his primary support circle, his grandparents in the family and friend circle, and his pediatrician he knew was a community support that he could reach out to. Another student had many family members in his primary support circle. That shows that he was really close with his parents and aunts and uncles and grandparents. He has some friends and teachers in his family and friends circle. Maybe he wasn't as close with his teachers, but he knew he could reach out to his teachers and professors whenever he needed support in that way. And then he also has coaches and doctors in his community support, because those are specific people that can help you when you have a specific problem. So today I'd like you to try and identify who is in your own circles of support. So thinking about the primary circle of support, the friends and family circle, and the community circle. Who are people that are in each of those 3 levels? And think about one way that you can let your students know that you are an advocate for them. So hopefully your students will be able to think of you in one of their circles of support as someone who is an advocate for them as well. As always, if you have other ideas about how to improve your own practice towards being more inclusive, please reach out to me. I'd love to hear what you're doing. You can reach me at ihega@rochester.edu. Thank you.